Welcome back to Jamin's Daily on a special Saturday edition. Coming live to you. Actually, it's not live, it's edited. But it's live for me in the moment, folks at home. But thanks for joining us again with Jamin's Daily podcast. Working on getting this content out to you so we can live up to the daily. We're going to get straight into some topics found off the interwebs. And outside right now, here we're in Corpus Christi, Texas. When I was driving over here, it's 1:46 in the afternoon, and I was driving over here. It was 101 degrees, is what it said in my truck, which means it's like 110 heat index outside. And in California, they're having some problems too because it's very hot, and they're going to be doing rolling blackouts. People are going to lose their energy. And it could affect up to 250,000 homes and businesses in the state. So such a power cut has not been implemented since 2001, when there was a massive electric crisis. And while residents stay indoors because of the pandemic, Californians are using more AC in their homes. So basically, they're overloading the power grid. They're having to turn it out. What is this? Venezuela, California? It's crazy. Temperatures could be hitting 112 degrees. And then to make the whole pandemic coronavirus stuff even worse, at least for all the people who are scared about it, all these people, because they're so hot, and then the power's getting turned off, guess where they're going? To the beach to cool off. But at least, but 6 feet away from each other, I'm sure. I can only imagine if you don't have AC here in Corpus Christi, Texas, anywhere in Texas, I would imagine, in the summer, it's torture. It's torture. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. There's more problems in California. It's super hot, dry, 13 wildfires raging across the state as we speak. This is why they're all coming to Texas. Lots of people leaving California. But speaking of the West, whether it's California, but the West, I'm pretty sure where the buffalo roam, isn't that like Yosemite or Yellowstone? I think that's considered Western states. A bison pulls off a woman's jeans in attack at a U.S. state park. It's all caught on video. South Dakota. No, that's Mountain West. Big Sky Country, I think they call it. A woman was attacked by a bison in South Dakota as she tried to take a photo of a herd that were crossing the road. What's wrong with these people? There's always videos of these people getting run over by a bison. Why do you have to get so close? I don't get it. They make these things, they're called binoculars. And it makes things appear closer than they really are. These bison are gigantic. I guess people feel like they can because you don't hear about people dying. They get hit, they get thrown in the air, but they live. But did you die? So I guess they're willing to risk it. And here's this photo. This poor woman had the insult to injury is the fact that it pulled off her pants while she got knocked over. So that's pretty, and it's on video, so she'll live in infamy. They'll show it at her funeral, I'm sure. 54-year-old woman from Iowa. It's not giving us her name. But see what I was talking about. This follows this incident for this lady from Iowa. The bison pulls off her pants. Follows 2 separate attacks at Yellowstone National Park earlier in the year, including one in June where an elderly woman from California was gored by a bison when she got too close to take a photo. Even senior citizens are willing to take the risk. Listen, if they're willing to get close to a bison, no wonder people don't want to wear a mask. Okay? You have real danger in front of your eye. Your eyeballs can see it. You get close. How are we supposed to distance ourselves from the invisible enemy? We have knuckleheads like these people getting close to bisons. Don't understand it, folks. If you have an idea as to what's going on, send me an email at jaminsdaily@gmail.com. jaminsdaily@gmail.com. Moving along. Getting a little bit more, some current events, a little more political sorts. Blackish. Have you heard of this show, folks? I've heard of it, never watched it. Blackish. The creator of this show is discussing a episode that failed to air. It was censored by Disney, the parent company. And he says it was shelved, likely because it was the most blatantly partisan episode so far at that point. This was 2 years ago. It's just now making the round. So I think it's available. You can watch it now. So folks at home, if you want to watch it, let me know. Give me a real nice summary. You can email it to me at jaminsdaily@gmail.com. Or go to our Facebook, put a little message. That's a cool way to engage with us, guys. But Kenya Barris details reasons behind the shelved Blackish episode on The Daily Show. So he goes on The Daily Show. Nobody really watches it anymore. I used to watch it when I was much younger, mid-20s, younger than that, college age. Jon Stewart was pretty good. It was pretty funny. Now, not so much. And then I just got older and it's kind of lost some of its appeal. But as to why the episode, which Barris acknowledged was blatantly the most partisan episode of Blackish we'd ever done, he told Noah, who's the new host, that there were creative differences over what should and should not be included in the episode, and that he was not willing to compromise on things he felt were critical. And he said that it was during an interesting time in Disney's growth, as well as interesting time in the country's growth. I don't know. I guess we're all growing, folks. I'm still 5'8", if I'm lucky. Haven't grown any since I was 14 and a half years old. What's this guy talking about? This is what I don't understand. Why do shows have to go there so much lately? That's why, please, Bob's Burgers, whoever writes Bob's Burgers, don't get too political on that show. Just keep with what you're doing. Don't ruin it for me, okay? But Blackish, so I guess the show's kind of political at times. This one is the most political. That was the qualifying word, is most political, which means it must have been political before. When you do this, you are effectively putting off almost half of your audience in a way, which is bizarre when your whole goal is to get people to watch the show. And so then when you attack their politics, it puts them off. It only makes sense. But I think the devil's advocate is that you get such a loyal following if you're preaching to the choir, that that's all you need. You only need 50% of whatever. So maybe that's what's going on. He had a real honest conversation about the episode, the creator of it, with the CEO, Bob Iger. So this guy's, the men in suits have to be like, well, how's this going to affect the bottom line? How's this going to affect our advertisers, etc., etc. And this Barris guy, he's just worried about the art and the message. So he's talking to the suits, the men in suits, telling them, listen, you got to do this. And so they came around. He also recalled Iger, who is the CEO, saying, the time is there, and there is a lot of curiosity as to why the episode was shelved. So you see, it's like a teaser. When you censor things, folks, it only makes people want to see it more. Human nature. So they censored this show. I'm not calling for censorship. show it. I probably won't watch it, but others should, and then tell me about it. So there's a lot of curiosity. This episode is going to probably get 10 times more viewership than it would have, because now, again, it's censored, so now people want to see it. What the heck was going on? What was so edgy that they had to shelve it? So Iger says, let's put it out and let people sort of on their own find their answer. It's funny how the inclusive language, their answer. In most cases, there's just the answer. Like, there is an answer, and it's the answer. It's not particularly anybody's. You don't have ownership of an answer. Okay, so it's not theirs. It's the answer. But I get what he's trying to say. Let them figure it out for themselves, is what we're supposed to be doing in a free country. Anyways, moving on. Business is booming, folks, for local pizzerias. I know during this pandemic I've ordered pizza many times, but there is a drawback. No, it's not a drawback. Well, the drawback is in my gut. It's getting bigger. Actually, I'm losing weight for this show, for you at home, trying to get my sexy back. But these pizzerias, they're getting low on cheese and pepperoni. Cheese and pepperoni is harder to come by, folks, during the pandemic, for multiple reasons. More people are ordering it, and then supply chains have been interrupted. We need to get with QAnon, find out the real answer as to why there's less cheese and pepperoni, because I guarantee you there's this massive conspiracy amongst the cabal of elitists to hoard cheese and pepperoni for themselves. That's what's going on. In addition, and here, guys, you're going to learn some economics. Supply and demand. So because it's harder to come by, what's that do? What's that do, folks at home? Raise your hand. Do you have the answer? Oh, right there. It makes it more expensive. So I don't know. I really don't look at this line item pricing of pizzas. But has it gotten more expensive? Possibly. I don't think so. I think what's going on is they're trying to get so much business. They're having to make all these specials and deals. So we have yet to really see the price increase for the hard to find pepperoni and cheese. But it's coming. It's coming, folks. And I'm going to consult with QAnon to find out the real answer. We're going to take a break for our sponsor. Give them a shout out. Sage Choice Insurance. Free quotes for home and auto. Windstorm insurance. It's hurricane season right now, folks. Flood insurance. You're more likely to have a flood to have a fire. Your house is more likely going to flood than it's going to burn down. That's the fact. That's a fact. Call me for flood insurance. Real simple. Boom, boom, boom. Couple of minutes, you have a quote. Loan originators, real estate agents, call me. 361-400-2411. Email me, Jamin, at sagechoiceinsurance.com. We want to help you. I want to be your insurance guy. Okay, folks at home, we do it all. Full service, independent insurance agency. Sage Choice Insurance, 361-400-2411. When we get back from our break, we're going to finish this daily episode. Like we discussed before, these daily episodes are going to be a little shorter. When we have the guests, they're going to be a little longer. And it allows for me to get them out. Because don't have time to do a 3-hour podcast, folks. Maybe one of these days. God willing. It's going to happen. I want to work towards that. Thinking we can. Think me and you together, folks. We're going to make it happen. When we get back, we're going to look at some the NBA. I have a really cool NBA just started. We're not going to talk about sports in general. We're going to talk about the NBA and their ratings. And I have some cool statistics, some cool facts to share with you. So I'll be back. We're back here on Jamin's Daily from our break, finishing up this daily podcast with an interesting topic, NBA and their ratings. Now, for folks at home, the NBA just started. They've been playing some games here the last couple of weeks in their bubble. And their playoffs, I believe, is fixing to start. And they've been very active in their peaceful protesting, which is their right to do. Good for them. However, we all know here in a free country, people are free to not like it. And so what's going on, and what I'm going to display to you with evidence, is how this is affecting their ratings. Okay? So, head to head. So these shows are on in the evening against there's other stuff on TV, which is what NBA executives need to realize. All right? We have options on what people want to watch. So, this article is very interesting because they try to, so you have NBA and their politics, social justice, and they're trying to compare it to their nemesis, which is Fox News and their media personalities, right? There goes the ice machine. I need to turn it off when we're doing this because it has made a cameo, I believe, on every episode we do. Ice is important. But if we look head to head on Monday night on cable, Tucker Carlson, his viewership on Monday night was 4.5 million viewers. On that same night, at that same time, there was a LA Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets on TV. Total viewership, 1.5 million. I think 4.5 is more, quite a bit more than 1.5. Head to head on Tuesday, Sean Hannity, 4.6 million viewers watching Fox News to see this guy, Sean Hannity. At the same time, on the same day, there is a Portland Trail Blazers versus the Dallas Mavericks. They got 930,000 viewers. They didn't even get 1 million. So something's up. Folks at home, you have to let me know. What do you think is the reason? Or you give me your opinion on the whole, what's going on. And I think a valid criticism or opinion is how folks don't want sports to be ruined by politics, because in many cases the politics ruins most things. Okay, because at its core, politics is this adversarial blood sport. Okay, and so sports is supposed to bring people together, not divide them. Okay, I don't know why people are struggling to understand this. Which leads me to something that I found it amusing. A couple days ago, there was a pro soccer game in Dallas. They hadn't been playing in a while. And from the reporting on the interwebs, has to be true, one of the pro soccer players was interviewed after the game, because during the game, as the game is starting, they play the national anthem. All the players, even the refs, both teams, everybody kneels, which they have the right to do. But then people in the stands start to boo, which they have a right to do. Okay? It's a free country, folks. So after the game, they talk, the press conference, one of the players is talking to a reporter. Reporter asked him how he felt about the booing. So the guy, he's, whining. He would be more visibly upset if he wasn't wearing a damn mask. Can't make out much of his facial expressions. But he's complaining, not happy about it. And what I just felt was, in many cases in these, in 2020, the brave new world we live in now, is how you hear about, people getting canceled, and what they say, what they do. And a lot of times when people come to their defense, in opposition to the cancel culture is that, there's free speech. We can't be censoring. There can't be these dramatic, draconian responses to, speech in general. But in many cases, some kind of joke or this or that, right? People make mistakes. And what is the response to that in many cases is that, yes, you have freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom from the consequences, right? So you can say whatever you want, but then if you get fired because of it, then, that's your problem, I guess. I don't actually agree with that, but it happens. And people say it's because, you have free speech, but you don't have freedom from the consequences of that free speech. So that gets me to think to the soccer player. He has the freedom to kneel, but then he doesn't have freedom from the reaction, which is the booing. And he would have scored more brownie points with me if he would have had a different response. To me, the more mature response would have been to that reporter who asked how he felt about people booing. He could have said, that's their right to boo. I'm displaying or exercising my right to peacefully protest. Everybody doesn't have to like or agree with your protest, folks at home. Okay, people are protesting all kinds of things all the time. Okay, people are allowed to disagree. And how do people display their disagreement sometimes? Especially in the sports arena, they boo. So he got booed. And he should have been like, they booed. Oh well. I'm going to try my best to persuade them to get on board with my cause. They're booing now. Maybe they won't boo later. I don't know. But he didn't. He cried about it like a wussy. Big pansy. I'm going to find him. He's going to be on the green screen. We'll talk about it some more maybe on another episode. But that's going to end it for today's show. Keeping it short and sweet. Folks at home, you let me know how I'm doing. jaminsdaily@gmail.com. This show is produced at Sage Choice Studios because our sponsor, Sage Choice Insurance, hooked us up. All kinds of great equipment. You can reach them at 361-400-2411. Homeowners, if you need to save on your auto insurance, call. Do that all the day. We do that all day, every day. 361-400-2411. Sage Choice Insurance. Thanks for joining us again here on Jamin's Daily. We're going to have another episode. Quick turnaround, folks. So tell your friends, like, share, subscribe. Stick with us because the best is yet to come.